and you could not have chosen a better venue for this one. We're at the Lighthouse Theater. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
Time for our tale of the tape. George St. George Groves, this former George St. George Groves. We've seen his fights with Carl Froch. He is always in there to hurt you. This London, England native looking to do damage today. Roy Jones Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, a European, British, and Commonwealth super middleweight title holder.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
What a night it is. You can hardly hear yourself speak. The atmosphere, the people at ringside. This is ridiculous.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2. And there's the bell for round 1. The courage on display here is incredible. One moment changes everything, especially in this division. Nice lead hook. Fighters love being in this venue as the audience is right on top of you, and they will be bringing the heat tonight. They are ready to watch this showdown.
You walk in, you cannot hide or duck or stand behind anybody. The audience is on you. They see every single movement, every single twitch. If you're scared, the thousands of people are here in this place. They will spot it.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
That jab doesn't score. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And he scores with the counter. Catch and shoot. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Both men step back for just a moment. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Groves in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecard's going to need a knockout.
Wow, it's like...
There's the bell for round 2. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Beautiful counter punch. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
If you're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
Caution being thrown to the wind. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Punch is beginning to take its toll. They have have no respect for each other's punching power. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Rose in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. The bell rings and we start the third. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
There's a counter shot. That hook was off target. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nice counter. They blocked the hook. Lucky that hook didn't score. Straight right just misses. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Rose in that round.
Come on, switch up.
There's the bell to start round 4. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket him.
They both want the knockout. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You'd like to see more jabs. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice defense on that hook. Misses with the jab. And he wasn't ready for that. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Rose in that last round. I promise you, all three.
I need you to switch back.
On to the 5th we go. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Exchange punches. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. Do you know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous? That is what writes our history books.
He threw a punch and just got countered. That counter punch caught him clean. Well done with that counter shot. Nice counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Those counter punches have to hurt. Jab misses. Just misses with that jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. Let's talk about Rose in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next round, you're getting it.
Great round, now relax.
Let's start the sixth. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's gonna come out and put the pressure on. He's gonna throw the kitchen sink at you. You gotta be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's gonna try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
That uppercut doesn't get through. Throws the jab, it doesn't score. Beautiful counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you're in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Nice punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Rose in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
You're much better.
Here comes round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Can't find a home with that jab. Good counter punch. how much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
The straight right just misses. That left hook is blocked. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about grows in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity.
Get out there and switch.
There's the bell to start round 8. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Straight right just misses. Can't land the jab there. Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
I need to see that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You still want to fight?
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Nice defense on that hook. It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. No surprise as we get a unanimous decision there.
Unanimous.